How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to New Mexico State Men's Basketball News. I'm Marshall, and today we're going to be talking about the past two games for the Aggies because I was able to make one after the Thursday night loss against Middle Tennessee. We lost 71-66 in that game, but we bounced back with a win last night against a pretty solid Western Kentucky team, 65-47. I was just super busy on Friday, super busy yesterday, even busy today as well. I have some time right now. I'm doing a lot of homework right now, and you might be wondering where I'm at. I'm at Harvard and Jacobs. It's a building on campus, one of the bigger ones, probably maybe even the biggest one. So again, if you're familiar with Las Cruces or NMSU, you probably know where that's at. I wanted to make this video at the Crimson Wire room at Milton Hall, but I wasn't able to get in for some reason. It's weird. So my ID, I'm able to sometimes get in, sometimes not. I don't know why it's on and off, but I decided to make the video here because there's people in my room. You know, it's busy. So this was one of the rooms I decided to come to. It's a Sunday, so it's kind of empty. So I thought it'd be the best place to make this video. First, we'll talk about the loss on Thursday since we'll just go in order of the games. I know you guys want to hear about the game last night because it was super awesome, but we'll talk a little bit about the first game and then hopefully more about the second game. I don't want you guys to think I didn't make a video about that last game just because we lost. Obviously, I've touched on many losses this season, many wins. We've obviously won more than we've lost, thankfully. But again, I was just super busy. Even if we had won that game and it was a great game, I still wanted to make the video just because I was super busy. But they did unfortunately lose that game, 71-66, like I mentioned earlier. It was one of those games, like it wasn't a horrible loss. We were in the lead for most of the game. I'd say we probably were leading that game for about 95% of it. I don't think Middle Tennessee had a lead till like halfway through the second half, and then we even maintained the lead and got it back up to 4 or 5. We were up in that range, 4 to 5 points for most of the game. Even had a lead as much as 7, but towards the end just couldn't hit a shot, and Middle Tennessee were making their shots, built up a 7-point lead, and we low-key almost made a comeback toward the end. We started hitting more shots when it didn't matter as much. I can't remember his name, number 24 in Middle Tennessee. He was their best player of the night. He just kept making all his free throws, but that's the guy we had to foul. I mean, he got the ball every time. Tried to make sure he didn't, but he just got it. Kept fouling him. He kept making his free throws. I think he only missed one all night. Probably shot like 9 for 10 or something around the lines of that. I think he was chewing some gum, so luckily he wasn't really caring. But, you know, it was a hard way to go out. But we had 1 3 prior to that game, 2 on the road. And again, we just proven to be a better road team in conference play this year, which is way different than last year. I'm sorry if there's like an echo or something in this room. This was one of the only rooms that was available. Thankfully, there's not as much people in this room. There were other rooms where there was like only 1 or 2 people. But again, just didn't want to, interrupt them. There's been losses, especially at home this year, where we just literally cannot shoot the ball whatsoever. And we shot the ball, like I said, not too bad that game. It was just that Middle Tennessee hit a lot of their shots down the stretch. It was a pretty good, solid defensive game from both teams, and then just a pretty solid offensive game from both teams. So can't really complain about that. It was good to see Christian Cook play very well that game. He had 24 points, only had 9 points last night, but he was kind of in a slump for about a month, and so it was great to see him have a great game like that. But it was unfortunate to see it in a loss because a lot of the games he wasn't playing well, and we still won. We're still able to pull off, a magical win somehow. But that game, he played very well, scored 24 points, one of his best games of the season, but lost. And the last time we played against Middle Tennessee, I believe he only had 5 points, but hit 2 clutch free throws, shot like 1 for 11 for the field. But those 2 clutch free throws definitely made him, feel better about himself. But it's good for him to have a bounce back game against them for sure. Peter Filipowicz also stepped up that game, had 16 points and I think 10 rebounds that game. And in this game, he had 16 points and 11 rebounds, so 2 straight double-doubles. Actually, he might have had 9 rebounds that last game. He might have been just short. I can't remember exactly what I posted. I actually just wrote a story on the Western Kentucky game for Crimson Wire. So I'll post that on my, my community post so you guys can check it out because I'm actually really proud of the work I did. Those are the only 2 guys that scored in double figures against Middle Tennessee. Last night, Peter scored in double figures. Christian Cook at 9, like I said earlier, so just missed it. He missed a free throw toward the end to get it. His free throws haven't been as great as recent, but still good. Jaden Harris actually leads us in free throw percentage, which I knew he was up there for sure. But in the senior day ceremony last night, Adam Young was saying how it's 85%, which he did a really good job with the voiceover, so shout out to him. Robert Carpenter and Zoddy Jackson also put up double figures. They both had 10 points and 4 rebounds, so they had the exact same stat line when it came to that stuff. It was pretty funny. I think you kind of get the gist of the Thursday night's loss. And again, I'm not just touching on it shortly because it was a loss, but it's also because it was over 3 days ago and, we moved on and we got the win last night. So let's talk about that big one that we just got. I already talked about some of the key players that stepped up, but defense was a big priority once again. That's why we got the win. Played ferocious defense, hoot-tensity, again, is what we all like to call it nowadays. Held Western Kentucky to only score 47 points when last time we played against them, they scored 101. So that was a big decrease. Great defense on our end. We held them to only shoot 26.9% from the field, 25% from 3. They shot like 65% from the line. Obviously, we can't control how they shoot the line because we're not guarding them, obviously. But it was just great to play great defense. I thought we shot pretty well, but then I looked at the percentages. We only shot like 38% from the field. I think 24% from 3. So we actually shot worse than they did. Didn't shoot great from the free throw line either. But I just feel like shooting a better field goal percentage overall really helped out. We were like 22 for 59 from the field. Started off the game really hot too. I think we started off 7 for 7. And the free throws were definitely, paid dividend for sure. Scoring over 60 points has definitely helped us out. And again, when Zadi, scores double figures, we usually tend to get the win. Obviously, against Middle Tennessee, we scored 66 but lost. But against, Western Kentucky last time, or no, actually, we had 69 points, but it was like toward the end of the game, we were kind of just, the game was already over, so kind of like how last night's game was already over. It's crazy to see how much the difference was. Lost by 32 to them on the road, won by 18 at home, and we've been better on the road in conference. Again, it's just all crazy talk. It's crazy how much, Conference USA, is just so equal. Like, literally, it's open to anybody. Like, I've been telling my friends, I would not be surprised at all if FIU or Sam Houston were able to win the conference. Those are the two worst teams in the conference based off record-wise. But Sam Houston has some good skill, and FIU is a really athletic team and has some skilled players as well. I'm not sure how young they are, if they have older guys, or, because if they're a young team, they have a bright future for sure. Right now, we're 16-13, 9-7 in conference. We're guaranteed, we insured a 50% winning percentage regardless of what happens. Even if we were to just lose out, we'd still be 16-15 on the season. And then even if we were losing that first game in Conference USA, we'd still be 16-16, which is much improved from last year. Obviously, want to win more. And it's funny because, like I said multiple times, I predicted them to get 18 wins in the regular season this year. So if they win these last two road games, it's definitely possible. Two teams they beat at home, and they've been better on the road. So it's definitely possible to get these wins. They'll be 18-13. So I'm just going to say they're going to win those games. If they do, I called it. That'd be awesome. Having Peter and having Rob play the full time, it's just been great. I know he missed Peter for a couple games. Maybe we would have won a couple more when he was playing. But just having those two guys has been really huge. I really love those guys. They've done a great job when they started, coming off the bench, whatever it may be. And the Shimanga brothers have been a great addition in the starting lineup. Obviously, Emmanuel's always been starting. Nate's only started like 6-7 games. But he's done a great job as of recent. They're 4-1 together. So let's see if they can keep it rolling. And I think they will. I'm sure all Aggie faithful believe the same thing. The senior day ceremony was awesome. It was awesome to stay after and hear Coach Hooten talk. He was saying how, they're going to try their best to win these last two games and win all three in the Conference USA tournament and make the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2022. There was a stretch from 2019. We made it in 2019, but didn't make it until 2022. Obviously, 2020 was COVID. They would have definitely got it that year. That was like one of the best teams they've ever had. So it was unfortunate not to see what they were able to do. But we can only, hope that they would have done well. 2021, COVID year, 12-8, started off conference 0-3, lost to GCU in the championship, or what was it, the semifinals? Can't remember exactly. That was just COVID year. No excuses, but COVID was just a weird time for everybody. Like, I believe Duke and Kentucky had losing records that year, and then Baylor won the championship, and Gonzaga made the championship game too, which Gonzaga's always a great team. They made was it 9 straight Sweet 16s, but they never really got that far to the championship game. Never won, an NCAA championship, I don't think. So that year was just weird in general. My point being, even though it's like a 3-year gap of us making the tournament when we're used to making a lot, it's something that we're used to. We've had teams in the past that haven't been great, but this team's proven to be a solid team and a team that can definitely win the conference, no doubt. Like I said, anybody in the conference can win it. It's open to anybody. Last year, Western Kentucky, UTEP. Western Kentucky was 8-8 in conference. UTEP was 7-9 in conference play, and we were also 7-9 in conference play. Those two teams played in the championship game. It was a close game, so anything can happen. Western Kentucky actually won it, so we beat the defending champs. They have a lot of returners, a lot of really solid players. Like, was it the number 4 guy, like Land? I can't remember his like Landor, whatever the hell it is. The number 24 Marshall, me. That guy's really good. He had 27 points on us, I believe, last time, or 24, something like that, and still played really well last time. I think he had like 16 or something like that. Can't remember exactly. But he definitely had a great game, so shout out to him. Also, I want to mention, new shirt. You guys have never, well, I was going to say probably never seen me. You guys have definitely never seen me wear this guy. I just got to the game yesterday. We also got some jerseys of the game yesterday. It was really nice. Maybe I should have worn that for the video. But I really like this shirt. It's kind of similar to the other ones. I have like a red one that you've seen me wear multiple times. But I like this one. I just won't have to wear it when I go out to eat because, getting messy, it's white. But I got this at the game. They threw it to the student section before the game started, and I got it. So that was awesome. They were also handing out some Jack Nixon shirts, and some of my friends got, my friend Nate and my friend Xavier got one. I wish I would have got that one. This one's definitely nice too, but shout out to Jack Nixon. That would also be awesome to get. And it was his last home game as a play-by-play announcer. At halftime, they had a great ceremony for him. I have a couple pictures. Maybe I'll throw up some at the end of this video. Just some pictures overall throughout the night for the senior day ceremony and everything. Overall, it was just a great win to get, for the 9 seniors we have, and then for Jack Nixon. A great way to go out. Christopher BQ got in the game. I was hoping for him to get a bucket on senior day. He wasn't able to. He didn't really get a lot of good looks, but, he still got in for a little bit and was able to play. Toward the end of the game, I was just hoping he would have got in, and obviously he did with about 2 minutes left. As a coach, put him in. It's senior day, got to get him in the game. Obviously, if it's a close game, makes sense not to put him in. But then Xavier Johnson got in too. I was hoping for him to get a bucket. She had a corner 3, but missed it. I would have gone so crazy if he would have made it. Xavier's one of those guys that I'm hoping he can come back next year because we're losing 9 players. And he's going to be, if he returns, not saying he's going to get a lot of minutes because we have a lot of great guys coming in, but since he's a returner, he might have a chance to possibly slide in the rotation. He just works for it. Carl Sharonfront also got in the game toward the end. Same with Edward Namiko. Those are guys that hopefully they can, return and be great players for us next year. They're really stand-up guys. Like, shout out to Edward. I don't know if you guys noticed last night. There's some of the seniors that didn't have their families there, which makes sense. They obviously have to travel and stuff. And I think Christopher's out of the country. He's from out of the country, so it's hard to get your family over there, obviously. Like the Shimanga brothers, I don't think their family would make it out, but again, they're in Canada, so it's kind of hard to travel like that. So the brothers went up together, which was great for them. Definitely shows their love for each other. But when Chris went up, Edward was able to walk him up there and really, hyped him up, and that was awesome for him to do. Just showed his character. He's a great guy for sure. So hopefully he can return next year. And he's got some key minutes this year. So hopefully he can just do a lot of great things next year, as we're losing our two other big posts. So he might come in and be solid for us. Peter, obviously from Hungary, he had Tirante Thomas, and who else blocked up with him? I can't remember. I think there's another. I don't know if it was a player or a coach. I just know Tirante Thomas, shout out to him. He walked out with him. I remember last year, Jordan Rawls, he had like the whole team hype him up, because I think he was the only senior that didn't have his family come out. We only had 3 seniors last year. This year we had 9. Had a bunch more. So obviously there was, a lot of them with their family, or, whatever it may have been. There's some without their family. Exoti's family was there. I think Cook's family was there too, I believe. I can't remember exactly. But it was just a great ceremony overall. Definitely took longer than last year, because last year, again, we only had 3 actual seniors. Had other seniors on the team as well, but the year they decided other years of eligibility because of COVID and all that. That's why I didn't know, because I knew we had a lot of seniors on the team, but I didn't know who all had more years of eligibility just because of COVID, redshirting, getting hurt, having more years, whatever it may have been. But all of them will be gone, unfortunately. But again, we have some good guys coming up. Gabe and Jacoby have to grow up soon and will be great key players for us, hopefully for the future of the Aggies. Have some great freshmen coming in, like Omar Smith. And then, that big guy that we're going to be coming in next year, that'll be one of our posts. So him and Edward will definitely work together. Probably get more posts as well, more guards. It'll be fun to see, how the rebuild goes on after the season. Because again, every year kind of rebuilding, especially as a mid-major for any school in the country. But obviously got to finish out the season first, get some key wins next week, win the Conference USA tournament, and have a chance at the NCAA tournament to make some noise and surprise some people. I feel like whoever makes the NCAA tournament from Conference USA, whether it's us or any other team, probably get like a 15 seed, kind of like last year, just going based off the records and all that. And Conference USA, it's obviously a good conference, but I would believe whoever wins will probably get a 15 seed, maybe a 14 or 13 at most. We'll see how it all goes, but I think it's gonna close out for the video. Nothing else to really say. I really appreciate you guys for watching. Again, sorry I wasn't gonna make a video, 2 separate videos, but I feel like putting it all in one, not a bad thing at all. I'm not sure outside the video, but they split the weekend, so probably talk about that a little bit in the title. Hopefully get a good photo out there. Actually, shout out to Nick Coppola, who actually writes for the Las Cruces Sun News for sports, high school sports, Aggie sports, and all that. So it's cool to talk to him. I did an interview with him on was it Friday, and I'm going to be uploading that on Crimson Wire as well. So maybe I will, post both that and the story I wrote about the Western Kentucky game here on YouTube, or like as a community post. So you guys can go check that out. I really appreciate it. I want to do that podcast soon, but my professor hasn't really been, he's been busy with a lot of things going on. So it's been kind of hard to get that going, but I'm hoping to get that going soon, hopefully after spring break. But who knows what's going to happen with that. It's not a guaranteed thing, but hopefully it can be soon. I also want to mention something too. There's a good chance I'll have an internship in Artesia. It's called Artesia Daily. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. Artesia Daily Press. There's a chance I'll have an internship there, writing for them for the summer. So that'd be cool to do for sure. I'll let you guys know more about that. I'd be staying with some friends, some family friends, our church friends over there. So it's not a guaranteed, but I've heard that it's it's a possibility, a high chance. So again, I'll just keep you guys posted with that, life updates and everything. Again, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'm out.